Good morning, everyone. You are very welcome to Zevo Health's product launch, an introduction to our new and exciting approach to implementing an employee assistance program for your organization. My name is Emma Cooke. I am Zevo's commercial manager, and joining me is Zevo's Wellbeing Director, Davina Ramkissoon. For those of you who are not familiar with Zevo, we create the healthiest workplaces globally by delivering innovative and comprehensive holistic wellbeing solutions to our clients. So for the webinar this morning, we are going to be talking about what is an employee assistance program, why do employee assistance programs exist, and also why they're so important for your organization. How Zevo Health EAP is different and how it has evolved. And finally, I'll be providing you with a demonstration of our product and all it has to offer. So Davina, over to you. Can you tell us what exactly is an employee assistance program?
Yes, thanks, Emma. So EAP is a work-based intervention, and it's really designed to provide access to specialist support for a range of issues which are having an impact on your employees. So in addition to counselling, which is traditionally offered within the EAP, it can also put you in touch with legal and financial resources. And these programs are great because they're paid for the employer, so there's no direct cost to the employee for accessing these services, whether it's in their work or their personal time. But it's just that level of reassurance that the employer has provided some well-being benefits which would aid an individual in relation to maybe a stressful time that they may be experiencing, and just knowing that there's additional support for them to link into.
Okay, great. And why is it so important for organizations to have an employee assistance program there for their staff?
So just as I mentioned there around the specialist support, it's about being able to provide that in a confidential setting. So more often than not, employees may hesitate to reach out to their direct managers to speak about any problems that may be impacting their personal or professional life for fear of not wanting to be perceived weak or unable to do their role. And from a wellbeing perspective, we know this isn't the case. We know we all experience stress and distress in our lives, and it's just about finding the right resources to cope through those situations. So whether you're a new parent struggling with the demands of work and home, or if you're managing work-related stress, you might feel more comfortable talking to a counsellor who might be one step removed from your workplace situation. And by having this service available, it helps the employee to find ways to manage and cope with their personal circumstances, and provides the support through evidence-based interventions such as cognitive behavioural therapy, which are known to help reduce distress and increase levels of coping, reduce levels of anxiety and depression, for example, and it helps the individual to find new coping and thinking strategies. And just thinking about the current climate, which we're all living through right now, it's a really important time. As we see in Ireland, the Irish government have also advised that all businesses should now have an EAP in their national return to work safety protocol.
So Davina, why does an EAP exist within an organisation?
I guess there are several benefits to both the employer and the employee to having the service available. So from the research, EAPs can help employers reduce absenteeism, workers' compensation claims, healthcare costs, in addition to improving employee productivity and engagement, and reduce costs related to employee turnover. It's also that confidence from an employer to know that they're providing a trusted mental health service to your teams, so that they may have additional support in balancing the pressures between work and personal life, and ensuring that everyone, regardless of position of tenure, has access to on-demand free support. There's also options for various referral routes. So as an individual, you can self-refer into the service, which means that you can book your own appointments and call the free helpline as you would see in traditional EAPs. But there's also another layer to it in that managers can use it as a support tool if they're recognizing that their team members are struggling and they might benefit from professional support. It then helps keep the manager feel very boundaried in their roles and not overstep into a counselling role. but doesn't make them feel helpless in the sense that they don't have anywhere to refer the individual to. So it's really tangible in that sense. And then for the employee, it's that confidential sounding board that helps you to unpick how you might be feeling, thinking, or coping. And from that, you might then get the confidence to then speak to your manager about maybe operational work support that you need to help manage work-related stress. Or it could be that early intervention, which helps reduce and minimize the stress and distress that you might be feeling, and you feel better able to cope going forward. But just with the current concerning trends in mental well-being, which have been exacerbated by the pandemic, we know that people are being pushed to their psychological limits to cope. And this may include people who have never even considered seeking support in the past because they have maybe really strong and robust support networks. They're doing everything that they should be for their nutritional, physical, and mental well-being, and they have the coping strategies in place to help manage the stresses that may arise in everyday life. And just in addition to that, then the latest CSO figures were quite concerning. We saw that 74.4% of 18 to 34-year-olds were saying that the pandemic has negatively impacted their mental health and well-being, with 15.1% of those respondents reporting feelings of downheartedness or depression all or most of the time. So with those figures in relation to what's happening in this current climate and in consideration with past predictions, so the World Health Organization predicted that depression would be the leading disease burden by 2030. So there's this worrying trend that mental health requires a strong, robust support infrastructure in the workplace, because we can't get away from the trends that are coming through. And as I mentioned before, with what's happening with the pandemic, it's exacerbated a lot of those mental health concerns. And now with where we are in the return to work roadmap, we have certain businesses who have already stated a firm commitment to continued remote working, and we have other organizations who are saying we need to look at, and we want to look at, a hybrid working model for the foreseeable future. So with that changing working environment, it's really important that if you do have that continued remote working or hybrid working environment, that there is trust in knowing that there's an employee assistance program available to all of your employees, because you may have less managerial FaceTime or just colleague to colleague FaceTime, which, as we know, create great buffers to stress. In addition to this, then we know by 2025 the majority of the workforce will be millennials, and so it's important in that regard to understand how we're evolving and interacting with technology and well-being, and ensuring that there is a digital solution in place for workplaces to be able to roll out a fully accessible well-being provision to the whole of their workforce. And this is where our employee assistance program can be really beneficial.
And exactly, like on that kind of the digital and like technology focused approach to employee assistance, like how would you say Zevo is evolving, with how we're going to deliver our employee assistance program?
So we'll still be providing the traditional service, the employee assistance programs already deliver. But what we've introduced is a new way of delivering it. So instead of it only being phone-based, we now have access to video counselling, which provides that more personable approach to accessing support. In addition to this, depending on the type of package you may purchase for your organisation, you can also have access to training, courses and blogs and challenges, which means that the digital health platform provides useful resources, again, all in the palm of your hand. And as we know, we all carry our phones wherever we go. So if an individual may be considering seeking employee assistance support, but they might be hesitant, then there's still a wealth of resources which might be useful as an interim service. So we have much more than just the EAP available. There's, as I mentioned, a wealth of other resources. And in addition to that, If we come back to the counselling, so whilst we provide the counselling in English for all, we do have a multilingual team of counsellors, which means that you do have the option, an employee does have the option to request to speak to a counsellor in their own language, and we'll do our very best to match those requests. So there's a few things there, but from an organisational strategy perspective, your EAP is a significant component in your mental health strategy. And for 2022, we should definitely be thinking about mental health strategy, because as I mentioned, those worrying statistics that are coming through just really highlights the importance of having a well thought out plan and approach to supporting mental health in the workplace. So there's quite a good few things there that we feel that this new platform will provide our clients with.
Great. Thanks so much, Davina. Look, and always just a pleasure to kind of hear your insights and thoughts, and I'm sure the audience have really enjoyed that this morning. So we're now going to move on to the practical element of this morning's webinar, a demonstration of Zevo's mobile healthcare solution. Welcome to Zevo's mobile healthcare solution, an all-in-one solution guiding you to a healthier, happier lifestyle. This solution provides you with 24/7 support for round-the-clock physical, nutritional and mental health care. It is designed with you, the user, in mind, and navigation is intuitive and accessible. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see your navigation bar, which directs you through each of the solution's key features. So for the demonstration this morning, I'm really looking forward to providing you with a high-level intro to what's on offer, paying particular attention to our employee assistance program. First stop, the homepage, your hub. At the top of the page, you'll see the recent stories feed, which contains engaging and topical wellbeing content across Move, Nourish and Inspire. All there to improve your knowledge and skill set in a vast range of wellbeing topics. On the left is your personal real-time goal tracker, helping you to continuously measure and keep on track of your physical and nutritional activities and goals. Beside this is your Wellbeing Score, a personal audit tool to provide you with greater insights into how you are functioning and illustrate areas for support and improvement. Below this is the live leaderboard, highlighting the top movers in the organisation, which acts as a great motivator to get you and your peers out, active and feeling good. And finally, your mood monitor to help you to understand triggers and timings of different mood states and improve your emotional well-being. Let's move into the Zevo Health Academy. The Academy provides you with continuous access to research-backed learning from leading international healthcare experts. First in the Academy is our masterclasses, educational classes for masters in physical, nutritional and mental health, helping to raise awareness, develop skills and build healthier habits. Your meditation library supports you in reducing stress, enhancing creativity, focus and improving your overall mindset. Your webinar library is there to educate and equip you with behaviour change tools for long-term success in well-being. And finally, your recipe bank, inspiring you to adopt a healthier diet, fueling improved productivity and better moods due to the link between gut and brain functioning. The Zevo Healthcare solution seeks to build connections across the business through fun and friendly team and company-wide challenges, increasing engagement, community spirit, and often linked with CSR initiatives. You can build healthier habits and support goal attainment by taking part in personal challenges based on your own passions and interests. In More, you can connect with your dedicated experience manager for help and support, sync with your health tracker, set goals, book events, chat and share content with colleagues, all for a better in-app experience. Through Zevo's Employee Assistance Programme, your employees have direct access to in-the-moment support from a compassionate, multilingual, multidisciplinary team of international counsellors. Tell us what you want to talk about today by connecting with your case manager to get matched with an appropriate counsellor, all in a confidential and private setting. Let's start the conversation. In addition to requesting an appointment with a counsellor, your case manager can also support you with locating relevant wellbeing resources to suit your needs, explore the service, and provide you with useful articles. To book a session, select Request an appointment with a counsellor. Your case manager will ask you for some details before matching you, such as your name, email, reason for chat, where you'll find a range of topics that you can select from. Or if for any reason you do not see what you are looking for, you can free type in the message box below. And finally, if you have any particular preference. Congratulations, you have now successfully requested an appointment. Your case manager will chat to you to see if there's any additional in-the-moment support you might need. You will receive a notification from your case manager that you've been matched with your counsellor. You can now select a date and time to have your personalised session. Your session has now been booked. You can review the details of your upcoming session at any time and make necessary changes where required. On the day of your session, all you need to do is revisit your booking and simply join the session where your counsellor will be waiting to meet you. Each session is up to 50 minutes in duration, and you can choose settings based on what feels most comfortable for you. So whether your preference is to have your video on or off, or simply chat via messaging, Zevo's Employee Assistance Programme has you covered. Once you have completed your session, you will be notified that you have left the room. You can rebook another session at any time or work with your counsellor to book a series of sessions, depending on your needs. So everyone, thank you so much for joining Davina and I this morning. Should you have any questions around Zevo's mobile healthcare solution or our employee assistance program, please do not hesitate to contact me on emma.cooke@zevohealth.com. So Cooke is spelled C-O-O-K-E. Or you can phone me directly on 086 204 4689. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.